Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann, and with me today is...
Neil.
All right. What are we talking about?
Strip clubs.
Whose idea was it for this episode?
Kind of mine, and then I told you some stories.
Right. It's essentially, he brought up we should talk about this. Here's a fact, and I feel like I've put this out there. I have never been to a strip club.
Okay.
Ever. Never. I've walked by them, but you can't see inside.
Yeah.
So I have never been to one. I've heard broadcasts from the King of Diamonds on 93X.
Yeah.
That's the closest I've come, is listening to people do a radio show outside of one of the rooms at the KOD.
Ah, okay.
So I'm kind of against the concept of going there and paying money to see women's bodies and getting horned up and not being able to touch, because if I see boobies, I want to touch boobies.
Yeah.
It's
you can
pretty
touch.
natural.
It's just you got to be spending quite a bit of money.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that when I can find boobs to touch in real life for free or relatively free. And more importantly, how is it that you hope that you're going to make all this money shaking it and letting me see your body, but I can't see your vagina?
No, you can at the Deja Vu. Well, they have a weird law in this state where if they serve alcohol, it has to be a 21 plus, and they can't take off their bottoms.
They can't show their hoo-ha.
Yeah.
I want to see vaginas, all right? Boobs were cool when I was in 4th grade. I want to see vaginas.
But then at Deja Vu, it's an 18 plus club. That's where everybody goes when they turn 18, and they don't serve liquor, but it's fully nude.
Fully nude. Some people might be breast men. Some people are leg or ass man. I'm a vagina man. Yeah. I like to see vaginas.
I mean, that's fine. But, I mean, there's definitely all shapes and sizes there.
Of women or vaginas?
Vaginas, mostly.
Okay. I'm not sure how to take that. In my day, I've seen some beautiful vaginas. I've seen some train wreck vaginas. There are any vaginas. Audi vaginas. Shaved vaginas. Yeah. Hairy vaginas. Boo. Boo, hairy vaginas. Boo. But I'm not going to pay money for some girl with daddy issues to shake her tits on me and not let me touch them, because I'm going to want to put nipples in my mouth.
Yeah, they make quite a bit of money.
I'm sure they do. There's a lot of horny men, but there's this thing called the internet, and I can see lots of boobs right at a few button clicks.
And they're not going to kick you out if you start ripping one off.
Right. I can't masturbate. That's a big thing, is if I see the right amount of nudity, I'm going to want to fire off some knuckle children, and they frown upon that at strip clubs typically, unless you're in the VIP room, and then I don't know what goes on there. Well,
it's a weird atmosphere, too. It's always super dark. So, and then the thing is the way that they make you pay for shit, too, is really annoying. Like the Deja Vu, for example. I mean, because I've been there a few times. And it's like right when I turned 18, that was like where we went. You have to pay a cover charge. I don't remember what it was. And then you have to buy a drink, which is like the nice thing about theirs was like, okay, they just get pop, but it's refillable. I mean, even though you're paying I don't know what it was. I mean, if you're paying $10 for cover and $10 for a drink. So it's something like that, but I'm sure it's way more now.
Don't you have to keep your drink full?
No, not there.
There was a stipulation that you had to keep your drink almost relatively full.
No, it's free refills there. They don't care.
Oh.
And
that's not bad.
At least at VU, but I've never heard that. But I mean, I don't know. The first time I went when I was 18 was with a buddy of mine, who's 1 year older than me.
And you did what a lot of people did and said, "It's my 18th birthday," and they took you up on stage.
And they don't. It's your quote free lap dance unquote, which they bring you up on stage and then all the girls just basically beat the shit out of you. Like it's like the most hardcore lap dance you could ever have, and it's not comfortable.
And they bounce on your cock hard, and then they bat you in the face with tits.
Yeah, it is hilarious to see if you bring a friend there, you'd be like, "Oh, dude!" Like right when our friends turned 18, like I had younger friends like let's go. You get a free lap dance, dude. Let's go to the Deja Vu. And you go there and then just beat the shit out of your friend with their fake tits just knocking them in the face. It's pretty funny.
I've never felt fake tits. You have, but with your face.
Yeah, and then then we can touch on a different strip club issue too. I went to a while ago.
Hello.
On how Montreal strip clubs are completely different than one out here.
Oh.
So.
Well, I guess I forgot about that. Everything's better in Canada.
Yeah. Well, I guess every state here is different too, because apparently in Ohio, I think it is, and other states, they have this distance law. They can do a lap dance, but when they're as soon as I think they take their top off, they have to be like 2 feet away from you or something. It's some weird deal like that. But the same guys that told me that said that you can bring your own booze to these places. It's like, what? So, I don't know if that's the whole state of Ohio or certain cities.
It is a Wild West.
Yeah, it's like, really? I'm like,
Jesus.
you'd think they'd want to make the most money off of booze sales because they obviously are going to charge you freaking $10 for a beer.
Yeah.
But that was the craziest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, I might have been Ohio, but I know that different states have different deals like that. Like ours is, some states it's only 21 plus and they only sell liquor. Ours has that kind of in-between zone where it's like bottomless if they don't serve liquor, topless if they're, serving alcohol.
Wisconsin, a little bit more lax on the laws.
Yeah.
And what's funny is Wisconsin and Michigan share that common border.
Yep.
And at one point there's the Montreal River that runs through.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if you're on one side of the Montreal River versus the other, totally different.
Probably.
Like you can do virtually whatever you want on the opposite side of the Montreal River. I don't know if that is Montreal because I don't have a map in front of me.
No. They're over by New York.
Oh, well then what the fuck? So you went to Deja Vu on your 18th birthday. Which other ones have you sampled locally?
When I was friends with...
Ah, yes. Nine Fingers Magoo.
Yep. He always loved going there, and apparently I don't know if he was addicted to it for a while. I found out later that he was actually going there like a lot without me and stuff. And we had gone there like a couple times. Like kind of made it a weekend. It wasn't like a super weekend thing, but it was like a couple times in the summer. And one time he wanted to go over to The Choice.
The Choice.
It's a really I don't even know if it's still there. It's a really small, like way more it's really ghetto. And he wanted to go there and I never checked it out. So like there's not many people in there. And the whole thing with strip clubs though is the way that they have them set up. I should explain this to anybody who doesn't know. Like if you haven't been in there, is they have the actual stripper pole in the middle with kind of like a sit down bar around it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're sitting there, you can tip like when the main chick when the DJ calls them up on stage, you can tip $1 or so at a time. And when it's like they'll do topless for a little bit, and when it's topless, they come and like rub their tits in your face for the $1. And when it's bottomless, they just basically spread their fucking legs open in front of you.
Giggity.
So a lot of people just would go down there and like bring $20 worth of ones, and then do that the whole time because they're like, well, fuck it, for $1, that's way cheaper than a lap dance. $20 for 3 minutes or 2 minutes, whatever the fuck it is. So they would just do that, and they'd put down, if they see a girl they like, put down $1 or $2. Get the tits rubbed in their face, see your vagina. They get more for your buck that way, I guess.
More bang for your buck,
yep,
yes.
Exactly. So we went to The Choice, and they had this, right?
That sounds like the dollar menu at McDonald's.
Yeah. It pretty much is.
I'll have the classic Filet-O-Fish.
I would say you don't know where the meat's been either there, so.
Yeah, touche.
But, so we go to The Choice, and it's really ghetto looking, and there was like a bunch of guys for this really like smoking hot chick who were sitting up at the stage and like tipping her and stuff. So this black chick comes out, right? All those guys leave, and like she's sitting there dancing.
Aww.
I felt really bad for her.
Racist.
So I feel really bad for her, and she's dancing and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go up there and tip her a couple bucks, and then she'll rub her tits in my face, whatever. The penis doesn't discriminate.
How black was she?
No, I mean pretty black.
Not Wesley Snipes black.
No, I mean she was pretty African. So I mean.
Pretty African.
I mean, I'm sure both of her parents are black. I'm not saying. I mean, she wasn't like a light-skinned girl.
Okay.
Or what? She wasn't like mixed. But
okay, go on.
Doesn't matter. I mean, so anyways, I do that, and she does that, and then her dance is over. Well, I regretted that the moment she comes up to me afterwards and starts just hounding me like hell for a fucking dance. And like I'll do like when we used to go there and stuff, I would do like one lap dance maybe in a night.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't like to drop like a lot of money at those places, and so she's just hounding me for a dance and hounding me. I'm like, no, this and that. And I'm like, God, why did I gave her the sympathy couple of bucks, and now I'm regretting it.
That's the same principle as to why you don't feed a stray cat. All right?
Pretty much.
You feed a stray cat, and next thing you know, they're coming around looking for food.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. So that was a bad experience, and that's I think the only time I ever went there. And it's pretty ghetto. But we also went to Sheik's.
Sheiks.
They've been there. Actually went there for my bachelor party.
Where the fuck is that place?
It's now called the Cabaret because there was always Rick's Cabaret downtown, and I've never been there. People who own that bought out Sheiks.
Ah.
I don't remember what it's by, but then they just called it the Cabaret. But this is before then. For my bachelor party, we went there, and I don't know, I was pretty over in the tank, but I remember that there was this one dude there, like, because we were drinking when we were there, but drinks were so goddamn expensive. We drank a bunch before we got in there, and so
pre-gaming is always good.
Didn't hit me quite yet. I remember seeing this very, very large man in his chair by himself, and he had this like really smoking hot blonde on him, and his hands were all over this chick, and nobody cared. There were bouncers there and stuff, and she obviously wasn't saying anything, and I'm like, this guy is dropping a lot of money on this chick because obviously she's letting him do this, and nobody's saying anything. He must be a regular.
That's like legalized prostitution, pretty much.
I mean, he's not sticking his dick in her.
That you know of.
I mean, maybe, but still, like, as far as we can see, nobody cared. I mean, he's obviously dropping money while he's there, but... So I end up getting this... actually, my sister-in-law at the time was working there as a server.
I was wondering if we were going to broach the topic.
But the good thing about that is, so I was there for my bachelor party, and then the strippers knew her. And I had the best goddamn lap dance I've ever had in my life, as far as, like, not considering the other country.
It wasn't an assault?
No. This is, like, a nice one, and then, like... 2 smoking hot chicks, and like I was getting pretty damn drunk, so I barely remember it. But these chicks were smoking hot, and my friends were like, those were the only hot girls in the club.
Oh.
Like usually it's hard to find, like, you can't just go in there and expect all beautiful women. It's like maybe there's, I'm not even a super picky person, but it's usually like I only find like 2 or 3 maybe at the most.
I'm not a super picky person when it comes to women I pay to show me their breasts.
Yeah. Well, dude, if I'm paying you money to fucking rub up on me, I'm going to be a picky bastard.
That's good.
And I'm not even super picky. Exactly.
You want to get the best deal for your money.
Exactly. I can fucking, same with you, like go to the internet and shit and just rip one off to like whatever, but.
Oh God, that just makes me think to when you lived with your parents and they had that computer. I hope that I never touch that and then touch my eyes. Because between you and your brother, who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe your dad was doing it too. I don't know. I do remember you were the person that I first watched a MILF Hunter video.
Yeah.
And that was when I knew that I didn't think anything could gross me out, but certain aspects of semen-related portions of pornography gross me out.
Yeah.
And we watched a MILF Hunter video, and some chick fucking sucked the MILF Hunter guy off. And then she's like, she's like, not gagging. She's just using her tongue to push the cum back out of her mouth, and it was running down her chin and on her tits. And when I watched her...
She says something, too, like, and that's what made it all come out.
I don't know. The cum just starts showering out of her mouth and running down her body. And I gagged, and I had to leave the room. Nothing related to strip clubs, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Yeah. And if you're masturbating and then touching that keyboard, I might have touched that keyboard. But I never masturbated at your parents' computer.
It's not like I'm
or at their
shooting
house,
a load all over.
It's
not like I'm shooting a load all over my freaking keyboard. I mean, who the fuck does that? To give a sock or a fucking towel or a shirt or something.
A sock. Hang on. Let's take a break here for this. I'm with you because when I was a kid, I had a sock that was worth thousands of dollars. Yeah, I could have taken that because I could have taken it to a sperm bank and just soaked it in water.
Yeah,
and they could have made like 1,000 samples. It was like my designated jizz wiping sock.
Okay.
And the thing about masturbating with a sock is, and maybe you have a different method, but you almost have to put the sock over your fist while you're still jerking off to come in the sock. Because what do? Jerk off with one hand and then try to hold the sock open with the other one to come into the sock? Or are you coming onto the sock?
No, in it. Because when you were growing up and stuff, it's like that's kind of a laundry piece that's never going to be exposed.
So you're wearing the sock on your dick and then jerking off the sock while it's over your dick?
No, waiting until last minute and just having it somewhere close.
Okay, because I have to say I've tried all of the above. And eventually I just went, I'm done with the sock. I'm just going to use an old T-shirt.
Okay.
And then I can put it up on my stomach and then I can just flip it over my cock when I'm about to come. And then cleanup's way easier.
I don't know. So anyways, like one of the other places I went to was the Seville, right? So
is that the place that's right across the street from Garage B and the Target Center?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's right down the block from First Avenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go there for my cousin's bachelor party, right?
Yeah.
And I should first explain that I know that my friend's sister works there. But she was a server there. And she had actually worked at Hooters as just a hostess for a long time.
Go on.
And then she worked VIP over at Seville. So I didn't think anything above it because I'm like, whatever. I mean, my sister-in-law worked VIP and was actually making damn good money doing it.
I'm still debating whether or not she ever took her clothes off for money.
I doubt it. I mean, she despised the strippers so much. And it wasn't like she was making a lot of money at that time. So
Can I just say that in my head, there's a dream where she is a stripper.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted to see her naked so many times. Oh, my God. Those tits. Those tits, Neil. Oh, my God. Go on.
So I knew that she was working there. And I figured she was like, we had such a large group of guys where we got the VIP. We basically just buy a bottle of rum or whatever, and then you get mixers for free. And it ends up being a lot cheaper if you than buying your own drinks individually.
Right.
I mean, you still have to pay like $100 for the bottle, but you get all free mixers, and I mean that makes, if you figure shots in a drink, you're getting a lot of drinks. So we get all in the VIP section or whatever, and then they send some girls over and stuff. And I asked one of them, I'm like, "Hey, is she working tonight?" Just her real name. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll send her over." And I'm like, I just figured she'd come over like as a server. So I want to say hi because I hadn't seen her in a long time. And she comes over in full on stripper attire, and I'm like,
"Hey, baby."
"Oh, hey," and like the normal hey, and then she like came and sat down and talked to us for a while, and she's like, "Yeah," and I guess apparently she had just started stripping, and didn't tell her dad at that point yet, but my friend
who would
knew.
want to?
My friend knew though, and so that was a kind of a shock to me because she hadn't been working there super long, but I found out that so like that was kind of a weird shock, and it's like, okay, so I did the most reasonable thing any friend would do with his friend's sister, and buy my cousin a lap dance from her, of course.
Actually, you probably should have bought the lap dance for yourself.
Well, this is a bachelor party, and we weren't going to be staying there for a whole long time. So
hypothetically, if you had bought the lap dance, do you think she would have been offended if you got a boner?
I mean, probably not.
Would it have been awkward?
For her or me?
Either.
Not for me.
No?
Probably not for her either. I mean, I'm sure she's used to that.
How good looking was she?
She's pretty good looking.
How old was she at the time?
Like 4 years. I mean, this is a good like 5 or 6 years ago.
And she's how much younger than us?
4 years.
Okay. So math, 20. So she's like 24, 25.
Yeah, that's
and
time.
She didn't have any kids.
Nope.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's right in that sweet spot.
Okay.
Before that biological clock starts ticking like a goddamn metronome in their heads, making them want to start taking up cum like nobody's business.
Well, she doesn't work there anymore, I don't think so.
Oh, she finally started going to law school?
I don't know. I don't remember what she ended up doing, but she ended up doing something else.
I'm just showing my titties to people for money to pay for college because I'm putting myself through law school.
It works, though. I mean, hey, if you could do that, if you were in those position of those chicks and you could strip and basically be paying off your entire college like as it's going on and not have to have any student debt whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's always like too frequent of a sales pitch. I wonder if there was ever a stripper that went, I'm stripping now to get money for gender reassignment surgery because I've always wanted a penis. So give me money now and then you can see my penis later. Ew.
I mean, I'm sure there's websites.
I'm not going to lie to you. I would want to see that penis.
Yeah.
I would want to see what a surgically constructed dick made out of a vagina looks
I
like.
want to know how much they paid for it first. Because, I mean, if you're paying like, $700 for a penis.
Who the hell is going to graft a penis for $700?
I know a guy who knows a guy.
You know a guy. They do it in the back of a truck, and he uses a lot of stolen veterinary medicine.
And it also involves a very industrial vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
So, I mean, but then if you want to compare... So our strip clubs here are basically a no-touch ever.
Yes.
Like, unless you're paying a lot of money, and then you go... Deja Vu always had this, like, upstairs area, a third floor. Supposedly it had a bunch of beds. All they have is one guy next to, like, the elevator. And all the beds... They're, like, just a bunch of beds with those... Not those, like, those sheet things covering. I'm not sure what they're called. That beds.
There's partitions to separate all the different beds.
Yeah. But they're just, like, sheets. So, like, it's like if the girl yells... It's basically if the girl yells for help, the guy runs over.
Uh-huh.
But basically, from what I've been told, is that if the girls want to, and obviously if you're spending the money, because I think it costs a lot just to get a bed. I don't remember what it is, but
think of all the different gross people that have been in that bed.
I know.
And how often do they change the sheets? And are you snuggling up to a pillow that's got some other dude's jizz on it?
Who knows? But
pink eye.
I've heard some stories about that place that some stuff's gone down up there too. But
well, don't hold out.
It's just the stories are just generalized. You hear about people banging, but it's still kind of. You're still sharing a room with a bunch of dudes. You can look over and see his shadow, his fucking wing shadow.
Oh.
So. I don't know.
There's like one candle, and all you see is just a silhouette of a cock as he's coming.
So, one time...
Good for you!
So, one time a while ago when we were up in Montreal, and, they don't do that as much, but, for some reason, in all this business thing used to be, is when people would come into town, you bring them to the strip club. That must have been, a 90s thing, or 90s and before. And so, when we go up to Montreal, this is probably, mid-2000s. And
French titties.
Yeah. Well, the thing about there, you notice right away, is if you don't even mention the strip clubs, is in Montreal, when I was talking about there being one or two very good looking strippers here and the rest ugly, there is the exact opposite. There's one or two ugly ones there, and the majority of them are insanely good looking.
Everything's better
it's
in
Montreal, yeah. It's a very European city. So, and apparently they've been trying to clean up the city too. Apparently if you actually go outside the city, and one guy a while back was trying to convince me to go to one of these instead, but I was like, no, dude, this is kind of that sketchy. Is they actually had menus on the door, and you can pay for a blowjob, pay for a hand job, pay for all this other stuff, and sex. And it actually has a menu. They used to have menus on the door.
Are these blowjobs with a condom on?
Probably, I'd imagine.
How do you even come from that?
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I didn't go there, but the place we ended up going was in the city, and it's kind of funny. So apparently someone had to explain this to me because I've been used to going to the strip clubs here, and they said you can touch, and I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? So they actually have signs, it's almost like a parking sign. It has a hand, it has a circle with a hand on a tit, and then it has a circle with a hand on an ass. Then it has a no symbol through a hand on a vag.
Oh.
So literally you can grab tits and ass, and that's during your lap dance.
Well, what fun is that? Because I want to feel the silky, milked goodness of the inside of her ham wallet. And then when I leave later, as we're getting breakfast at Tim Hortons, I'm going to want to sit there and do what you always do after you finger a girl. No matter how good you wash your hands, you
those kind of,
smell your fingers, and then you giggle because you know what's going on.
I don't know if you want to stick your fingers inside of that kind of chick if she's working there and letting other guys do that.
Do you think it's going to be sticky like maple syrup?
No, I'm just saying. It's probably going to be bumpy. A bumpy ride, or maybe there's going to be some little things moving around.
Like babies?
Maybe crabs.
Baby crab.
Yeah. So that's probably why. But then they make you use hand sanitizer and stuff before. Well, they do. Cause
it's like the hospital here. Foam in and foam out.
Exactly. So, so one of the chicks there had implants. I couldn't even tell. They felt pretty goddamn real.
How big were they?
They weren't huge honkers. They were probably a big C, maybe D.
Because American chicks, I don't know why, they all go for giant D tits. Whereas if you look at Europe, they say that frequently women get big Bs, rarely small Cs.
This was a chick who was probably a B cup. Just went up one and maybe 2 cup sizes most.
There's nothing wrong with a B cup as long as you're not a huge fatty.
Well, I don't know what they looked like before, so who knows? They looked good, and then they worked good for her body, and it was felt real to me, so.
Giggity. So, of the other local ones, you've been to the King of Diamonds, yes or no?
No.
Have you been to Rick's Cabaret?
No.
So, you've only been to the Seville,
Deja Vu,
and the Choice, which is now called the Cabaret.
Yep. And, we went to the Dream Girls that I guess are owned by Deja Vu for my cousin's bachelor party too. But I didn't really, it was almost exactly like Deja Vu. It's upstairs of some club, but we only stayed there for a minute. It wasn't, I think if you pay to get into the club, you get into that too. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. So we went to the club and then we met up with the bachelorette party and they were all dancing, and then some guys went to go check out the strip club, and since you'd already paid to get in, and I was like, yeah, this is... Then
Here's the thing about this I've noticed. If you throw the word cabaret on anything, it's supposed to magically make it more high class. So I met a guy that worked at this place called Augie's.
Okay.
I'm like, is that a titty bar? He's like, what's a cabaret? I'm like, no. Don't do that. Don't.
Gentlemen's club.
Yeah. They're always trying to use these nice terms. Like, you're a stripper. You're not an exotic dancer.
Yeah.
You're not a dancer. You're a stripper at a strip club. So I asked him, I'm like, so it's a titty bar? He's like, well, no, it's a cabaret. I'm like, is there a bar? Yeah. Are there titties? Well, yeah. So the women are dancing to music and showing their titties? Yeah. It's a strip club.
Yeah.
Cabaret is just a nice way to say strip club. Just like experienced is a nice way of saying slut. I don't know what it is. But now when you talk about seeing your friends get molested by tits, is that only on your 18th birthday that they give you the free lap dance?
Any birthday and any bachelor party.
See, but that was so long ago. That was before the advent of camera phones and video recording on a smartphone. They won't let you do that.
I don't know. They used to give you a Polaroid picture.
Which you still have.
I don't know what happened to it.
It's at your parents' house. It's at your parents' house.
They're getting rid of everything, and I don't know. It's probably long. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone.
Better tell your dad to be very discerning when he starts digging through old photos and what he's going to throw out and what he's going to...
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to it.
Oh. I'm trying to think if I know anybody. The only people I've known that have been strippers are inmates that used to be strippers.
Yeah, no, I want to think those classy girls would ever get in trouble with the law.
They would never have substance abuse issues with heroin and methamphetamine. They don't look like total garbage when they're not wearing 18 pounds of makeup that look like they put it on with a goddamn paint sprayer. But yeah, apparently, and this as a father of daughters, you don't have any kids, so you dodged that bullet. I have to worry about, is anything I do going to make them want to go get back at me or feel so little about themselves that they're going to want to go shake their ass for money? And that's like one of my main responsibilities as a dad is don't beat them, protect them, keep them off the pole. You don't want your daughter swinging off the pole. And you talk about, for Christ's sakes, your friend's sister who switches from waitress to stripper. That's the natural progression.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. All right. Waitressing at a strip club is a gateway. For real. Unlike how they claim marijuana is a gateway drug to harder drugs. Because I know you've done so much heroin in your days after experimenting with smoking a doob every now and then in our early teen years. Yeah. So I got to keep the girls out of the strip club. I got to somehow teach them your body is powerful. You have a power over men. You have what they want. So you could be a good girl and never acknowledge it, or you could be a naughty girl and utilize your sexuality to get things from men, or you could be a total piece of shit and break my heart and make me cry myself to sleep every night if I find out that you're taking off your clothes for money for strangers and then grinding up on them in a G-string, and heaven forbid you come home with some guy's nut stain on your back because you were working the fucking velvet room.
If you had to choose, though, would you rather have her come to you and tell her she's a stripper, one of the daughters, or have them come to you and tell her, and I'm in love with this old man who is basically rich, be the gold digger like route?
See, then I only got to deal with one guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to die.
And he's loaded.
So you're asking me if I'd rather have the chick from Saved by the Bell and Showgirls or Anna Nicole Smith?
Yeah.
And you know what? The acting in Showgirls was shit. I will say that I pounded my meat to Gina Gershon in that movie because, oh my God, Gina Gershon. Wow. Anna Nicole Smith, she was hilarious. And she had a penchant for old guys. And let's be honest, if you're banging a rich old guy, you're not doing a lot.
Yeah.
They're not getting boners easily. And there's probably Viagra involved. Yeah. And I'm sure they have to take it easy on him because he's old and his heart might give out.
And it's not a lot of time out of your day.
But for them, yeah. I mean, in between naps and feedings and when he gets his diaper changed by his personal care attendant, which you could maybe be doubling up as his girlfriend and his PCA, and then you're going to inherit the money and you're going to get money as a job for being a PCA. That's an easy one. The tougher would you rather would be, would you rather that your daughter is a stripper or you find out that she started whoring herself out for money? Because, I mean, both are a form of prostitution. The difference being is, one, you're shaking your tits for money. The other, dicks are on you or in you.
Yeah.
And that just makes
Daddy
sad. I'm pretty sure that if they tell me that they're a stripper, You'll know if either one of my daughters are ever a stripper, because one of the local strip clubs will burn down and they will swear it's arson.
Yeah.
That's how you'll know. That is not an admission of guilt or premeditation. Coincidences exist.
But you've been to Sex World though, right?
That place is gross.
So they used to have those booths in the back, right?
Yeah, where you put the $1 in and then the window goes up and then the jack-off booths.
We forced my friend in there once. My friend Keith forced him in there once, and he's like, he could hear some lady saying hello. He like, put in the money, put in the token or whatever. You got to buy a token or something at the front.
Jesus Christ, what is this?
And
Dave
he said
and
the
Buster's
walls
now?
look disgusting.
Of course they're disgusting. I wouldn't want to sit. You just be standing in the middle of the room, just trying to hug yourself as tightly as can be to not touch anything. Because who wants to masturbate in there in a room that so many people have masturbated in? It's not like they go in there after every guy with a squirt bottle of bleach water and a squeegee to get rid of the jizz. Because you got to get rid of the jizz fast or it dries. And dried cum, when you try to clean it, it leaves streaks. Just like Randall talked about in Clerks, the jizz moppers down at the jack-off booths at the nudie bar. Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but cum leaves streaks if you don't clean it right away.
Now, you have a friend who dated a stripper.
Yes.
I could never imagine doing that. That would drive me nuts.
It's kind of hilarious because he's super protective of his like girls. And he used to tell my other friend that were, my other really good friend, he would tell her schedule to make sure that he does not go down there during these times. And never goes up at the I'm serious.
Gee, I wonder what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he went down there specifically when she was there and asked for her.
Who knows?
The shadow knows.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you think that your girlfriend or wife has a dude at work that wants her. Like she's got some flirty friend or a work husband. Another thing is she's going to work and she's walking around in a G-string and everybody gets to see her tits and stuff, dirty dollars down her panties. Yeah. And she's maybe flashing to the side to show some vag. Peekaboo! Yep. What club did she work at? Do you remember?
I think it was VU. So I mean, it's
okay. So she's showing off her cooch too.
Yeah.
Oh God. I wouldn't even want to hug her when she came in the door. But get in the fucking shower.
I know.
And I would just be throwing gallons of hand sanitizer on her. Just gallons.
You'd have her just go through one of those, like, after they think you've been exposed to nuclear substances. Those
you'd
washes.
go into a decontamination booth where guys would come out in, like, hazmat suits with pressure washers and just spritz you down and scrub you and shit. Yeah, just like in the movie The Crazies.
Yeah.
And then you throw a bunch of delousing powder on her.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how do you go down on a chick like that who's got money's dirty?
Yes.
And the money's down by her waist and by her vagina. So you have to put your mouth by where dirty money goes. That's another reason why I couldn't do it. I'm kind of a germaphobe in that regard.
I don't know. I don't know. I would never want to date a stripper.
Who's to say she doesn't have some like rich NBA guy on the side? Because what do professional athletes? They're known for going to clubs.
Yeah.
Throwing up air quotes. Clubs. They're going to titty bars. And spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in one trip. So you could get some guy like, let's say, for example, your friend's girlfriend might have hypothetically sucked off Kevin Garnett. And then she comes home, showers, gets into bed, and gives you a goodnight kiss. She still got some of Kevin Garnett's jizz in between her teeth. This probably did not happen to your friend. But I'm sure there are people in the world that have given their girlfriend a goodnight kiss, and on their breath is Kevin Garnett's cum.
Maybe.
Well, that would make you Eskimo bros.
At least Wilt Chamberlain's.
Yeah, no, he's old.
But I mean, during his heyday, he
are
was
you
known
dating
for getting
50
around.
and 60-year-old women?
No, but I'm saying in his heyday, he sure was getting around.
He claimed he did.
No, he did. He was king of the castle.
He was king of the castle. That 20,000 broads he swears he banged.
Yeah.
I wonder if he banged a chick one time and he bangs her another time, does he count her as two different chicks or as one chick? You never know. Maybe he's counting conquests.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
So all that being said, I guess one thing that could make me waive my no strip club rule would be to watch you, specifically you, I don't think any other one of my friends, to watch you just get face raped by some stripper's tits, just whapped in the face back and forth, and we're leaving there and your eyes kind of swollen shut. That would be entertaining to me.
Yeah.
But considering that I am very frugal financially, The only way you're getting me into a strip club is if I know you're going to get beat up with tits, and we need to have a Groupon. So $40 worth of tits for $20. It's just like when you go to the hibachi place for half price.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're getting me in there.
You know, that actually reminds me too. Supposedly, strip clubs have very good buffets. I mean, I know you're thinking, you're like, fuck, why the fuck would I ever eat in a strip club? Apparently,
King of Diamonds.
King of Diamonds, and I think Sheik's used to. Because this guy who used to work with us, this Dan, he would always try to get us to go downtown for lunch. And when the overlap when I was working there and he was working there, and apparently they have like just this amazing buffet is because nobody goes there during lunch hours.
Yeah, and
I'm guessing they're counting it as a loss leader to where they think you're going to be spending money on lap dances, obviously, and that or booze because it's $10 for a freaking beer.
That's a good business model.
Yeah,
they adapt.
Like good steak. I mean, good ass steak, like ribs. I mean, lobster. I mean, like good ass
lobster.
Food. I mean, there's some tuna fish.
Are we talking about pussy?
I don't know. It smelled like fish, at least.
It smells like McDonald's during Lent.
Yeah.
No. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show for the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
Neil.
And that's the end.
Oh, a lap dance is so much better when a stripper is crying. Oh, a lap dance is so much better when a stripper is crying. Well, I find it such a thrill when she grinds me against her will. Yes, a lap dance is so much better when a stripper is crying.